there's some sort of conspiracy behind Tron.
Oh.
Oh, I have your attention now.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Okay, this is my conspiracy theory about Tron.
Yours
For
or
some
something?
reason, Jared Leto is leading movies when he does not get people into theaters. Like, nobody likes Jared Leto. But Jared Leto, it's probably a cult leader that has, like, some sort of influence in the industry that manages him to get these roles over and over again and tank these movies. Why? We don't know.
I don't think he's that disliked. I don't particularly like him, but I am intrigued by him, and I think I wasn't.
God, you like Jared Leto?
I think I like Jared Leto.
He is a fascinating person to look at and to watch.
Yeah.
Like he's like even
Not
lost.
because he's hot.
He was fine. He was good. Maybe even like
I would say he was good. The movie was
Yeah.
bad. He was good.
Was he? Yeah. I
This-
just love Jared Leto.
he also starred in that vampire Sony Marvel picture.
Oh my God.
Never saw that.
When nobody did. That's the point. Nobody
I don't
did.
even know.
Hello, Helen.
Hi, Nico.
Hello, Bryce.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
We're just saying, Bryce, that we haven't been together since South by Southwest.
Mhm.
This is almost a reunion episode.
Yes.
I'm very excited to have you.
Thank you.
I feel like we never had the chance to hang out without Helen, which is always an awkward moment. But
Yeah,
I think
do you want to just go, I guess, or
We were talking about how Bryce is a great +1 the other day because I just like to listen and Bryce will do the talking and people will pay attention.
I'm both. I'm a good listener and a good talker. So I hope that today we can tag team and help Helen that seems to be very tired out of her many, many artistic endeavors.
But I would love to welcome my friend Bryce Cracknell to the pod. Thank you for joining us.
thank
I
you for
have
having
I have one sentence from your bio. Your bio would be too crazy to say, so I'm just going to introduce you. You're a writer, filmmaker, and you're a journalist from North Carolina. So
That's perfect.
that's who Bryce is.
Do you feel fulfilled by that definition of yourself, Bryce? Do you see the personality encapsulated in it?
You know, I do feel fulfilled by that definition. I'm based in Los Angeles now. I've been here for about 7 years, but North Carolina is still a big part of who I am and where I'm from. So I love it.
I want to ask you to give us a proof of life, Bryce. Are you alive and well in LA right now?
Alive, yes. Well, debatable. I'm trying to find. No one gets newspapers anymore, so I can't like show you today's newspaper date to show you that I'm alive. I'm not being held hostage for a different period of time, but I'm here. I saw Helen last night, so that helps.
We went
You
and
guys
saw a
hang out
movie.
without me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The audience would love to know what we're up to with Proof of Life.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's many things going on in my life. The first thing and the elephant in the room that we should address is the fact that I shaved. People ask me, why would you remove something that partially covers your face? Why would you do such thing?
Yeah, what
Obviously,
caused this?
Obviously, it wasn't on purpose. This is a shaving malfunction.
Oh, no.
What happened was I got a new shaver. In my head, what I wanted to do is like trim this very long beard that I had in the last episode, just
Yeah.
down to something cool like a stubble. And as any person with facial hair knows, once you nick this lip area and you create a bald spot, if you did that, if that happened, it's irreversible. There are no good looks for no mustache and beard. Like there's not, if you shaved it, this is now the length standard for the rest of your face. So I was forced to shave the whole thing.
You
I
had to
haven't-
mix it up. You had to mix it up, so it's good. It's good.
I haven't
Gosh.
seen my face in 10 years. And so it was very shocking to me and all my loved ones.
You look, I would say, 10 years younger.
You look very
Yeah.
youthful.
At some point in your life, you have to trade if you want to look good or if you want to look young. And those two cannot go together. Okay, so that's the first thing that happened. Second thing that happened was that we finally installed a robotic poop dispenser disposer for my cat.
I did not think you were going to say that right now.
This is very important and is connected to the podcast in a very important way. So this is a thing that when the cat comes in, it detects the cat, let it poop, and then it just recycles the poop, put it in a bag. So you don't have to shove
Oh, okay.
cat poop on your weekends. And this thing additionally has a camera. So I think we should now watch the first video.
Why are we watching the cat shit? Like what? what's
I'm
the
also
point?
very confused as to why this relates to anything.
Because cameras.
Cameras?
Yes. Naturally.
cinema. It's cinema vérité.
Sorry, Lola.
If this goes the way... Okay, so I have a video of Princess Marfa checking out the camera for the first time. She's not pooping in the video. She's checking out her new bathroom. And I think it made me think about cinema vérité and how documentaries can happen anywhere. I knew you would love that subject. Finally, and this in the line of domestic things that happened to me, I've been suffering the screeching bird out of my window for 3 or 4 months. That screeches like it's a Halloween sound in the middle of the night. And I woke up like every night at 2 a.m. to the screeching
2
bird.
a.m.
And I decided enough was enough, took justice in my own hands, went to the balcony, downloaded this bird watching app and recorded the bird, at least to know what it was. You thought I would kill the bird in the story, but I didn't harm the bird. I recorded the bird and realized it's an owl. It's a female owl defending a tree from enemies and also in heat calling for a mate.
I don't care. I would be so pissed. I'd throw a rock at it.
It made me feel better. I support owls and I made peace with the screeching bird. That is everything I have to say. This is everything that happened in my life.
Okay. So, guys, Nico's life is chaos. Owl.
Are you okay?
Weird.
Yeah, you should be asking that question right now.
What the hell is happening over there? I cannot. I have had a much more boring week. I've been writing a feature and it is hard. I've been outlining it. It's time consuming. You barely make any progress. You sit down in front of the computer and you just, time flies by and you're like, cool, I got like a scene, 2 scenes done. It's hard. But I have the time, so I'm very grateful and no disturbances. So ideal scenario, you know?
I have a question, Helen. When you have when you don't have the idea to come up with the next scene, do you just write a note like great scene and you move on, or you just get stuck and cannot continue with your life until you get the idea for the scene on any writing?
Sometimes I can move on and I'll be like, I'll come back and work on that. But most of the time I'm just working chronologically. What was your question, Bryce?
I was going to give you some confidence. I was going to say, you're going to write like 10 scenes tomorrow.
Don't say that. I also don't want to do that. That's exhausting. That's a lot of work.
It just comes sometimes. They just flow.
10 scenes? I mean, yeah, maybe.
I think it's possible.
Flow is a great thing. I wish that for you. Okay, Bryce, what about you? Okay,
now I see that proof of life is the segment, not like something I need to show you also. That's helpful. So as a journalist, I run a publication called The Margin, and we just started publishing our fall issue last week. So I'll be running for the next 5 weeks, like a small little TV show, which is exciting. And I'm taking out a pitch to production companies and potential showrunners, and then that's been a lot of work. But yeah, pitching and writing for pitching versus writing for writing, it's like 2 different parts of my brain, like writing a sales document that I have to perform. Yeah. And then something that I just start to feel. Like, they're 2 different feelings, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know what the difference is, but they're just different.
I have a question because it feels like you said sales document, and it feels like almost you have to betray the nature of the project that you're creating if you hope to sell it, right? And the pitch is very different than what you would tell a friend.
Exactly. Yeah, and you can even withhold spoilers. Like, you can't just sort of tease something and say, oh, this is going to come later. Like, you have to tell people what happens. And I'm like, damn, that kind of ruins the drama. But that's what people want to know. That's what they're going to buy something off of. So yeah, putting all the sort of interesting bits up top and then kind of sprinkling the rest throughout, which is counterintuitive to most other forms of storytelling, I think.
I wanted to ask you if you had to practice a lot, or you just went in gung-ho and just did the pitch and then...
Eventually, like, this will be something that I'll have to like practice and just sort of have down. Right now, it's still a little bit more conversational, and there's meant to be room for kind of a back and forth. And so I have things that feel a little bit more scripted than other things. Like, I know that I will say this at some part of the conversation, but I will kind of leave room for reactions and questions kind of in between. And then eventually, like, once we're pitching studios and stuff, like, that will be like a full 20-minute blah, blah, blah until they have questions at the end, you know. But for now, it's kind of a little bit more conversational, which I like.
That's amazing.
This
is a show?
It is a show, yeah. It's a procedural. So I'm excited. I wrote on FBI Most Wanted season 6 this most recent season. Sadly, it was the last season of the show. And so I'm trying to take some of the things I learned in the procedural room and bring them into something else, which is exciting.
Very exciting. Can you run us through, I'm just curious, what is your morning routine look like? What does your writing routine look like? Just briefly give us an idea.
Yeah, it's changed a lot, and I still think it will change. I used to have a pretty good system of like writing in the morning every day for 2 to 4 hours, and then kind of like getting into my day. That's not really the case now. There's some days where I'm still able to do that, but most days that's not the case. And so what I've done instead is try to break my weeks into, okay, this is going to be a writing day, and this is going to be a day that I do all the other things.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to do it that way, or else
Can't go
my
back.
mind is too scattered if I
It
do
is.
two things at the same time,
Yeah.
and I get zero writing done.
Yeah. So
I love that you say that because I have the same thing. I have to carve out so much time if I ever hope to write anything. That's why it takes me so much time. But I thought it's because I'm not really a professional writer. I'm just, a director trying to write.
You're a writer, Nico. You're a writer.
But I feel more of a director than a writer.
Sure.
If a writer would come my way and take me away from writing, I think I would be very happy. Like if I ever I find my perfect writing partner out there, if it's out there and he's listening.
A writing partner is great. Yeah.
I love that. I think it's so much better for me to write with other people. It goes so much faster. But of course, writers need to write. And when that's the thing you do, you have to have things that you wrote by yourself. But not me. I don't have to. So
must be nice.
Yes, over.
Bryce, we cut you off. I'm sorry. Finish telling us your routine, please.
Oh, I don't even remember now. No, I just sort of split it up based on the days. And so, but right now, just given where, whenever you're like working on any sort of journalistic project that has like news that needs to get out by a certain point, and you need to work with a certain number of partners, whether it be the photographers, we work a lot with data scientists, and now we have a PR person involved. And so there's just things that need to be addressed as soon as possible. And I never like to be the person that's a bottleneck. And so if I see people are waiting on me, I'm going to get it done as quickly as possible. And then when I'm waiting on other people, I'm like, okay, that's an opportunity for me to step away and focus on something else. But I think for the next 5 to 6 weeks, it's going to be a bit of a balance until the holidays roll around. And usually it's quiet enough for me to then focus again on writing wholeheartedly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bryce, we have a segment that it's called Only Good News, where we try to scrap, we try to go to the bottom of the barrel and try to find something that is happy and positive about this existence that we live in, right? Not easy, but we always do. Usually because Helen takes the lead on happiness, right? But today I'm tasked with happiness, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to go through it. The thing that we want to celebrate today is the fact that we think 4 to 7 million people went out in the streets for the No King rally. We all know about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I think, the first big demonstration of this Trump 2.0, the first time that people really gather and come out unanimously to complain about the current situation. It made me think a lot about my own role in this whole thing because, I migrated to Spain when I was very young without any papers. So I was an irregular immigrant for a while, for about 4 years. And this is how old I am. This is about the time that the United States wanted to go into Iraq. And Spain, where I was living, was one of the few countries that went along with that crazy idea, right? They were saying that there were weapons of mass destruction that later on proved not to be true. You're a journalist, so you can tell me more about this. But what I remember is going to all the marches and going to all the demonstrations happily. And it was a place of gather. And I, as an illegal immigrant, could go there. And I didn't even think twice of going. Fast forward to 2025, I know the march is happening. I have a green card here. I came here completely legally. I paid a lot of money to get in a situation I am now. I have the privilege to be able to do it. Now, the difference is I don't go to that march because I'm afraid of losing my green card, which is nuts. The fact that I can't pass in a peaceful manner, go into a demonstration, and as a citizen of this country, go and demonstrate is crazy. But I take it as good news that you guys are doing it and you guys are getting out there and defending all the things that need to be defended. So how are you guys living this situation? I think it's a positive, right?
It's a positive because I saw something about the WGA president who just got elected also rallying and making a speech that the union, is against the administration's
Free
current
speech
feelings.
stance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that felt nice to see a group stand together specifically for writers and artists because it feels like a very scary time in terms of limiting the free speech.
Yeah, especially for an administration that talks so much about free speech on the left and how like the left wanted to clip free speech, and now they're actually clamping on it for real and using.
So
It's
dumb.
crazy. It's crazy.
It's deeply hypocritical. The things that are interesting, I have a friend who was trying to map and trying to count the number of people that were at the No Kings protests across the country. And I think he estimated that there was at least 5 million people across across the country. His name is Alex. He runs a newsroom called The Xylem, which is based in Atlanta. And they were trying to track the numbers here. And what these No Kings protests remind me of is something that we actually did in North Carolina in the mid 2010s called Moral Monday. It was called a Moral Monday movement, and it was basically a bunch of organizations that cared about issues around justice and marginalized people sort of coming together every single Monday to protest against the governor. That was Governor McCrory at the time, who had that bill HB1, which basically banned people from being able to use the bathroom associated with their gender identity. And North Carolina was the first state to pass such a ban. And y'all probably remember there's boycotts to prevent people from shooting productions in North Carolina and whatnot. And so everybody was just absolutely pissed and marching every Monday. And it brought a lot of people together from just different backgrounds and with different sort of issues that they all care about, whether you care about the right to choose and the freedom to choose, to gun control or First Amendment rights or the environment. Everybody was sort of there and making their voices heard. And I think the No Kings protests present a good outlet for people to do that. And so it's been encouraging to see millions upon millions of people show up across the country to do just that.
Okay, that's good news. I'm with you guys. I think that it's a good thing. And I love that there's a connection between the WGA. I'm not sure what my union is doing, the DGA, about it. I think probably nothing, because we're compared to WGA, we're kind of like...
Can we talk about that?
We're quick to acquiesce to the system.
We're talking so much shit about the DGA. With the WGA, we were talking.
One day, you may be part of us, Helen.
Oh, I know.
But she would always be WGA.
But it's funny because it's like the DGA is kind of like the cool younger brother, but doesn't do anything. You know, it's like annoying,
never do it,
problematic. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What did you talk shit about? Like, so I know.
No, I can't tell you.
Say it.
I cannot discuss what happened in our meetings. It's a secret.
Oh, okay. I thought it was between you and Bryce.
No.
Or is that...
No.
I thought you were talking shit about us yesterday when we went to see that movie.
We were wondering who the director was, but no, the WGA was talking shit about the DGA. Because y'all never like to sign on to anything. Y'all like to go your own way. You're often first.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope to join the DGA at some point as well, but often the first to capitulate to the studios. Like, it's...
We're going to scrap this episode from the channel when you guys join the DGA, so we don't give you any problems. But yeah, I think the DGA there's a lot of members, but there's a small minority of people who works, and they're really not really revolutionaries.
Wait, speaking of revolutionaries, did you end up watching One Battle After Another?
Not yet.
How the hell have you not watched it? At this point, I'm annoyed, and we're never going to talk about it.
Yes. How you want to know why? I've been so busy, Helen. I'm sorry. I mean, and there's a combination of being busy with actually like being obsessed with watching it on the actual 70 millimeters projection. And I told you that before. So
no, I understand that. I understand that.
Yeah, but it's this week. It's this week. So what I'm committing to this week is this week I'm going to get a microphone, right? A proper microphone, and I'm going to see One Battle After Another in any form, in a phone if I have to. So next week, if we don't talk about it...
No, honestly, Nico, like it's too late.
Come on. No.
Are
you,
no,
Lisa, you're guilt-tripping me right now?
One Battle After Another? We're not talking about One Battle After Another next episode. I'm sorry. It's too late.
Okay.
BT is old news. We're on to Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
I'm seeing it tonight.
Yeah.
Where are you watching it?
Somewhere on the west side.
On a screening or just paying for the ticket? That's not a question.
I paid for the ticket to the screening.
Very proud of you. Very, very proud of you. I'm watching a movie tonight. The new Aziz Ansari movie. So tonight I'm watching the new Aziz Ansari movie.
I want to watch that. What is it called? Good Fortune? Good Fortune.
With Seth Rogen. Okay, Bryce. So we have this segment called How They Make It. And where we try to analyze people that we like or careers that we admire and try to break down actually what steps did they take to actually making it. Because it's kind of what we're all obsessed about here is just the nature of making it, if it's real or not, and how careers happen. There's a director that actually surprised me recently. I think this year I discovered his work because there was this movie Weapons, right? Have you seen Weapons this year? All right. Amazing movie. When I first heard about Weapons, my friend told me, have you seen Barbarian? My friend Habi, a friend of the show. And I was like, no, I don't even know what that is. And he showed me this movie Barbarian. I thought it was incredible, right? So today we're going to talk about Zach Cregger, the writer-director of Barbarian and Weapons, who's amazing. Okay, so we start on the early days of his career. He was born in 1981. That's a great year to be born. I don't know if you know this. Born in Arlington, Virginia.
What makes it a great year, Nico?
It was the year I was born. Yeah, so every person coming out of that year apparently succeeds in life and has amazing stories to tell. So, born in 81, in the late 90s and 2000s, he performs in local comedy shows. You know, he attends the School of Visual Arts in New York, where he meets Trevor Moore and Sam Brown. And then he gets
Comedy school, interesting.
School of Visual Arts in New York, yeah.
Oh, that's not a comedy. I heard you say comedy school.
No, he performs in local comedy shows. And then at the same time, he attends the School of Visual Arts in New York.
Because he's an actor too?
He's an actor and performer. And I think when you see his work, you can see he understands that dynamic in performance because he's a great actor-director. For a genre director, it's very unusual. And I think that's what makes the movies great in my
The comedy to horror pipeline should be studied. Like, I think about Jordan Peele as well, who's a comedy actor, performer turned horror director, you know?
You're so right.
Jordan Peele says that comedy and horror are not that different. And if you think about it, both are trying to create a very specific reaction. Like, unlike drama, who's very interpretative, like you can interpret drama one way or another, it's very subjective. But if you don't laugh, comedy is not working. And if you don't get scared, horror is not working in a way, right? So,
but Weapons was so funny. Like, just such a specific funny, like they were going for funny, right? But they were also going for overall big picture horror. I liked it.
But don't you feel like it commits to both? Like it really
Exactly.
So when it's scary, it's scary.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so hard to do, just to balance those two things, just to make sure that the tone is cohesive among all those different shits.
It is so hard to do that.
It's so hard. I think that is a combination of writing and directing. I think probably like having both, like understanding the material very well really helps you with that. Okay, back to his career. There's something interesting about his life, which is that he co-founds The Whitest Kids You Know, which is this comedy troupe with Trevor Moore and Sam Brown, who we remember a minute ago we talked about he meets in the School of Visual Arts in New York. And they win the Best Sketch Group at Aspen Comedy Festival, and they start getting industry attention.
Nice.
So, yeah. And again, I think performing live, another layer on that performance thing, right? Which is a completely different thing. Helen, you know about this.
Yeah.
You're running a comedy show live, right?
That's so cool. I know. I think that's so cool that he has a history in this.
In 2007, 2011, he writes and directs the IFC series, The Whitest Kids You Know, which runs for 5 seasons, right?
Whoa. I've never heard of this.
I never heard of this before the research, but it's obviously based on the sketch group that he had, and it becomes the first platform where he builds his fan base, which is today one of the things that make your career viable. So when we think about those things, I feel like I look after those people who actually create a platform with some sort of thing that connects with an audience, because it really feels like you're building something that can be inhabited by your audience. Do you find that is a thing that you're creating with your show, Helen?
Well, yeah, it's something that I need to be a little bit more intentional about, because I would love to get industry attention for my sketch show, but I'm like, how do you do that? I don't know. You have to like hire a PR person, maybe. I don't want to pay thousands of dollars for that. So it's like inviting, I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know. When it says like industry attention and then they went off to make a TV show, I'm always like, how did that happen? You know?
It's a very good question. I think that today, what do you think, Bryce? I feel like it happens in social media today more than anywhere else.
I mean, I don't know. I often feel like these things are just happenstance. Somebody in the audience who decides to run with something is able to do that. And Ellen, you have a lot of industry folks who are in your audiences for these things, whether they're like people who are coming up or whether they're, you know,
kind of, but they don't really come to the shows. Yeah, they don't come to the show. So I'm going to make an effort to invite more of my friends.
What I gotta say is that every time I go to one of your shows, it feels like there's a community of people that shows up, and I think it's a nice place where everybody hangs out, and it feels like a community. I feel like if you keep growing, that community organically will happen, like from a very honest standpoint, because
That'd be so cool.
right, yeah, everybody joins and they have something in common, and I can see like people love the show.
It'd be so cool because I just want the people who are so talented, the actors and the writers, just to get, recognition and have something that pays them. Like that'd be so rewarding, I think.
Yeah. So I will bring you back to his career. We're in 2007, 2011, right? He's writing and directing The Whitest Kids You Know. And so it's about in the fourth season when he co-writes and co-directs with Trevor Moore, his friend that he does the comedy troupe with. He co-directs and stars in this film, Miss March. What I love about this is that the film is critically panned, but it becomes his first Hollywood feature. I mean, he is by all means someone who's actually making it, right? Like he has a show for 5 seasons, and in the midst of all that, he does this movie and it doesn't work out. And it will be way later, 2012, 2013, when he will do the next thing. So 2011, he's cast as a regular in the NBC Friends with Benefits, now as an actor. From 2012 to 2013, starts in the NBC sitcom Guys with Kids, produced by Jimmy Fallon, right? So it feels like his career in directing doesn't really, he tries to make it happen, and it doesn't really take off until way later, but he still performs and continue honing his craft as an actor, right?
Yeah, it's like he's juggling both kind of.
Yeah, and there's a shift between being in front of the camera to behind the camera in the 2010s. He appears in guest roles on TV, About a Boy, Bad Teacher, The Middle, and he's continued to develop his directing and writing projects, really trying to make happen that shift from behind the camera to in front of the camera. And it won't be until 2022, like this is almost 10 years later, that he writes and directs Barbarian, which is this horror thriller that premieres in San Diego Comic-Con and is released by 20th Century Studios. It's crazy because it becomes almost a sleeper hit, grossing over $45 million and a $4.5 million budget. So that will do it, right? If you spend $4 million and you gross 45, then suddenly everybody's paying attention after years and years of grinding. Those meetings you were going, like finally you're going again and people are really paying attention to what you say. When I look at the beginning of Barbarian, have you all seen Barbarian?
Mm-hmm.
I have not.
I'm not going to spoil it for you, but basically Barbarian is structurally very unusual, where it just has like introduces characters way later in the movie. He breaks all the rules, which is very refreshing. And the setup is almost a different movie, and it's such an actors and performance-based movie that could be, and it's so different than the rest of the movie. And he puts so much care and effort in making that dynamic work. Is a girl and a guy and an Airbnb. It could be a play. And you can see how like this years of honing its craft as a performer and a writer and a director really shines. It's like very confidently done. The actors are so good, right, Helen?
You're so right. I am seeing that now in my head. I'm like, you're right. It did seem like a play, and now his experience and background makes so much sense.
By Barbarian, he received this critical acclaim and establishes his reputation as a rising star in horror filmmaking. And from 23 to now, he basically signed a multi-million-dollar deal with New Line Cinema to direct his next film that will then later on know as Weapons. He's this horror epic. And I think that it's crazy, like the pressure of having a second hit really happened here. Like I think he went through it and delivered, because the movie was very, like, people loved that movie and people were hysterical. Like they were laughing and scared. I went to the cinema to see this. It really worked. Like
it really worked.
On the edge of their seat. Great movie to watch in the cinema.
Mm-hmm. And Bryce doesn't usually watch horror, right? You don't like it? But this one is definitely so much more funny and not scary at all. It's not, I don't know.
It's not scary.
Yeah. I did see Weapons and I loved it.
Oh,
but I saw it by myself because y'all had already gone, and I was like, I need to hear everyone's feedback, because usually I heard how scary Barbarian was and I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to sit through Weapons. And then everyone was like, no, Bryce, you can do it. It'll be totally fine. And so I'm in a full theater with like a bunch of teenagers and then like grown-ass adults, and fortunately, when they scream, I then have permission to scream at the parts that I can scream at. But also, to your point earlier, it was hilarious. It was so good. I adored it. It was fantastic.
It's very
also
special.
Very strange title for me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it worked. The images of the kids, like on the billboards and the marketing stuff, made me curious. But then the title was like confusing, and I was like, what is this movie? So that worked for them. I'm sure that's what they were going for. I want to give them credit for that.
Do you think that's intentional? There's a weird moment in the movie when since we all seen it, like there's some sort of AK-27
Yeah.
floating in the house for no reason. Like that threw me off. But listen, more power to you. Like if you make a good movie, I'm willing to take those capricious decisions as a work of an auteur. So.
What do you think that was about? I mean, both between your point, Helen, the name of the film being Weapons, and then I remember when that AK-47 was just hovering over the house or the town or whatever.
I mean, I don't...
Is there a bigger commentary on just sort of like school shootings, you think? Or?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he talked about it, and I just can't remember exactly what he said, the reasoning, but he just wanted to throw it in there.
Very interesting. And this is a great segue for our last segment today, which is what have we been watching? So I'll start because I watched an amazing movie last night that, Helen, if you haven't seen it, you're going to love this movie. The movie's called Lurker by Alex Russell. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
It's an amazing, amazing movie. So Alex Russell, this guy, he had this script. He's a writer, mainly. And he had this script in Blacklist for the longest time, right? Very well created in Blacklist. And nobody was really picking up the script, so he felt that he had to do it. And he didn't feel like it was his first movie, but eventually he came to terms with the fact that that would be his first movie and managed to get it done. And it ended up being good for him because the scope of the movie is very contained. So Alex Russell is a writer. He wrote for The Bear. He wrote for Beef as well.
Oh my God, I love Beef.
Great show. And he also directed this movie, which is his first. And the movie is kind of like a fun turn entourage obsession thing, right? Like it's a fan of a musician that becomes his entourage, part of his entourage. In a way, taking pictures is a very ambiguous role. But this guy is kind of obsessed with the musician and eventually becomes a very important part of his life. And this creates a very tense thriller. And the movie manages to keep you at the edge of your seat. At times it becomes very cringe when characters are fighting for the attention of the star, this musician. You can see it's so well observed, this dynamics of the entourage, the people living in a house, almost leeching on the celebrity, and the celebrity also kind of like making everyone fight for attention in a way that feels very shitty. And you really go through that. The description of this situation is so crisp and so cringe is very good. And it has undertones of kind of like a love story between these two characters. It's very interesting. The movie premiered in Sundance, I think this year, and then eventually was bought by Movie. And you can watch it in Movie right now. Because, Movie has always been a platform, but now it's becoming a distributor and is buying movies. It's very interesting because it almost feels like this could have been an A24 movie 5 years ago, but now it's too small for A24. That moved into more bigger event movies. And so I'm glad that it found a home in another platform.
I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, I think I want to check it out. Bryce, what have you been watching?
What have I been watching? Well, I did want to see Lurker, but it was in theaters for like 2 weeks, and then I missed that window, so I need to check it out on Movie now. What have I been watching? I've been watching the most recent season of Slow Horses. I've been watching Boots, Task. We saw that film last night.
Tron
Ares.
Why?
What do you know about it, Nico?
What do I know about Tron? Everything.
Oh, really?
Okay. Of course.
What is everything?
And of course.
So Tron, I know that Tron back in the day, like in the 90s, was a huge deal because it was important in my life. And now it's like a franchise that is pretty much dead inside. And Jared Leto. Yeah,
that's what he's saying. But there's
I have very important information about Tron that you will benefit from.
I don't want to hear about Tron history. I hated the movie so much, but I just thought you knew some like
yesterday.
Gossip.
But I have something. I promise.
Okay, what is it?
There's some sort of conspiracy behind Tron.
Oh,
I have your attention now.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, this is my conspiracy theory about Tron.
Yours or something we heard?
For some reason, Jared Leto is leading movies when he does not get people into theaters. Like, nobody likes Jared Leto. But Jared Leto, it's probably a cult leader that has, like, some sort of influence in the industry that manages him to get these roles over and over again and tank these movies. Why? We don't know.
What do you mean?
It has to be...
Isn't he self-financing them?
No. Jared Leto has a band?
Oh, yeah.
And, like, the fans of this band are devoted to him. It's like a crazy, crazy thing.
I would like to argue that he not get people into theaters. He kind of does.
Like him?
I don't think he's that disliked. I don't particularly like him, but I am intrigued by him, and I think I
Oh
was
my
like,
God, you like
Jared
Leto?
I think I like Jared Leto.
He's a fascinating person to look at and to watch. Like
Yeah.
he's like even
It's just because he's hot. You like
he's not conventionally hot. He's and
Oh
my
my
type.
God.
He's not my type. No, he's
All
not.
right, I'm glad you said
definitely
that.
not.
Bryce agrees. Bryce agrees.
Definitely not Helen's type. But he was fine. He was good. Maybe even like
I would say he was good. The movie was bad, but he was good.
Was he? Yeah. I'm
This-
glad you love Jared Leto.
he also starred in that vampire Sony Marvel picture.
Oh my God.
I never saw that. Was that more?
Well, that is Morbius is like
I never.
yeah. When nobody did, that's the point. Nobody
Don't
did.
even know. Don't even know what that is.
The Joker. Are you kidding me? Like that Joker. I mean, I haven't seen that, but I've seen clips.
Not that he played the Joker. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's cringe.
Oh yeah. With the,
So it's been a bunch, like the vampire, the Joker, no this, but you saying he looks good. I don't know. I would not dare to watch a Tron movie.
The music was great. The visuals were really well done. I'd even say the directing was decent.
Okay, so what just tell me, what do you think about Tron movie? It seems like you loved it.
No. That was the end. That was the end of my.
That's so
It was the writing. For me, the writing was particularly cringe and cheesy, and it couldn't quite grasp the tone it wanted to be.
It's a reboot. It starts from scratch or picks it up from
Wait, I thought you knew everything about Tron.
the good Tron, the old Tron, but you didn't let me explain about the Tron.
The conspiracy, yes.
She doesn't like my rabbit holes because
That's
they can
less
go
of
back to
a
the 80s.
Tron conspiracy and more of a Jared Leto conspiracy.
Yeah.
But they did reference the previous two movies.
Okay.
I don't know.
What else have you been watching? So Slow Horses. Let's go with Slow Horses. I really loved it. Did you like it?
So far, so good. Yeah. It's interesting sort of watching something in the framework of an election and then also sort of seeing these things kind of play out against each other where there are these kind of like pseudo terrorist attacks. And then there's like folks who are trying to get the hacker on the team. I don't know. I think they're trying to do a bigger sort of commentary on just sort of this political moment and misinformation broadly. And so I'm curious to see what continues to happen.
I know there's a new season.
That's the one I'm watching, yeah.
Okay, so you watch all the seasons. When I started watching it, I was surprised that it had so many seasons because I think they were dumped into Apple TV all at once.
No, they weren't. They've been coming out over the last 6 years, and I've been watching.
I know. It feels crazy because when I first started trying to watch Slow Horses, I remember feeling that way. I was like, holy shit, there's so many seasons already out. I thought this show had just come out. So it was really a weird feeling.
I feel like people found out about it when it was nominated for the Emmys or won the Emmy for Best Writing or something. But that was like the third or the fourth season at that point. Fortunately, like the episodes, there's only like 6 episodes in a season. So they're pretty short. You can fly through them.
To me, that show is so much about Gary Oldman's incredible performances and the fact that the character is so well written, right? Because at the end of the day, it really feels tropey. It's not tropey, but the genre, right? Like it's deeply committed to the genre in a way that it doesn't want to say anything new about the form. It just wants to maybe do a social commentary, create great characters, have fun with them, and then Gary Oldman takes that and runs with it. It's such a pleasure to watch that guy doing that. Like you can't look away. It's so good.
Such a sidebar. But when I first started working in an agency, I sat in front of Gary Oldman's agent. Weirdest man ever. Weirdest man.
Oh God, really?
Just so over the top for no reason. And he thought he was all that because he represented Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman this, Gary Oldman that.
A lot of name dropping.
Yeah.
You know what I've been watching that went completely off of my radar, and I don't know how we found it. It's called Escape from Dannemora. It's a Ben Stiller show from 2018 based on real events. The cast is incredible. Benicio del Toro, Paul Dano, Patricia Arquette, and it's about these 2 inmates that in 2015 break away from a high security prison.
Yeah, I remember this.
It's such a good show. It's so cool. It's really character driven. Benicio del Toro and Paul Dano are incredible in it. And Ben Stiller is such an amazing director. So confident. It's honestly like so well done. It almost felt that 2018 was an era where directors had more time because it feels like it's directed with more time. Like the blocking, everything. Like when I watch a Task, which is not that different. I mean, it has cops in it, all of that. I think Task is great, but the directing is okay. The directing is not that special. Like the blocking, it feels like they had to move through it fast.
I feel like when they were running through the forest, I felt like that was pretty tough to try and direct that and all the sequences out there.
Yeah.
Have you seen the most recent episode?
No. Yes, because it's coming out. Like there's a new one today.
A new one today, yes.
Yeah. So I watched last week. Yeah, it was incredible.
I think we're all caught up.
We're all caught up. This is the last one tonight. No?
Is it the finale today?
I think so.
Thank God. Honestly, I'm happy that it's over. I'm like, next. It's
Okay.
fine. It was a fine
Okay.
show.
I'm gonna go into Slow Horses next, and I'm gonna watch also One Battle After Another. Did I tell you that?
Yes, but guess what else you should watch? The Chair Company.
Is it good?
Oh yes.
I know because Nico likes Tim Robinson.
He's
This is
so
on
prepared.
HBO Max. Yes.
Yeah. Then Tim Robinson new show.
So funny. It's about
Company.
this guy, Tim Robinson. He plays this character that he I don't think this is spoiling it. He sits on a chair and it breaks.
That's it. That's it. Premise. That's such a Tim Robinson's premise. Is like, I come here to picture a show. It's about this guy that is in a chair and breaks.
It's
That's
such
how
a
you.
solid pilot, and you know how hard pilots are.
Oh my
like-
god!
Just props to this man. I love it.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Did you see his movie that he did earlier this year, the A24 one?
Friendship.
I thought it was okay. I think people really like hated it, but I
He
think
weirded me out. He really creeps me out.
To me, is one of the best movies this year.
why?
What?
How-
Oh, really? Say more.
That's such an overstatement, Nico, but I respect your opinion.
Yeah, tell me more though.
She says, "I respect your opinion," like someone who doesn't.
This is Helen approaching a bad opinion with curiosity.
I respect your opinion.
Please tell us why you think Friendship is.
Friendship is a movie that is unexpected at every second of it, right? It sets a premise that you think you know what is going to happen and eventually takes you through an incredible journey. And it becomes I think that it dares to go to places that are very deep. Like even in the plot, like the whole idea of going into the sewers with this movie and losing his wife. I thought that was such a, I don't know, it's a metaphor
So
for something that
random.
really touches me.
No, exactly. It's a metaphor for what? What is a metaphor for? Like it was so stupid. What was it trying to say? Do you remember? I
So
don't
what
remember.
What you're trying to do is you're baiting me into doing an essay about friendship, and I'm not gonna take the bait, because then I go like to Tron in the 80s and you complain. Next episode, I'm gonna do an essay, like a 20-minute essay on that, on the metaphors, analogies, and pantomimes of friendship
No.
and the
No.
importance of the impact of society.
I wonder, Nico, is there a chance that you think that Friendship is so good because it talks about male friendship and it's something that you've never seen before? Do you think that? No, it's a real question.
You've never experienced male friendship.
Because I never experienced it. It's because I'm crazy.
No, because maybe men.
Thought it was the worst.
No, it was such a serious question. Men maybe just don't see a lot of friendships of men.
American men have a hard time with male friendships. Friendships in general, physical contact, intimacy. It's
But
a
not
lot.
you.
It's a whole thing. No, it's not me.
Oh,
I don't think.
okay.
I'm an oversharer.
Can't relate.
What a great episode.
I know.
Wait, Helen, did you tell us what you were watching?
No, Nico doesn't care.
I want to go.
He's like, let's wrap it up.
Just want to go. What? No. Let's do this.
We've never laughed so much on an
No,
episode,
this is
guys.
great. I love it.
Never laughed so much.
So,
I
now,
am watching Chair Company. I watched a movie called After the Hunt about canceled culture. Very interesting. You guys should check it out. Bryce, you haven't seen it, but you're going to watch it, right?
I want to know what you think about it.
I thought it was okay. The writing is phenomenal, but I think that it was way too long. The performances were amazing. And I think this is what it was going for, but it's just something that I did not like about it. It was talking about a lot of topics, and I was craving a little bit more depth to at least one. I was like, I kind of want to like pick one thing that we're going after here, you know? But it was solid. It was solid. It's very different for Luca. Oh, you know what? I kind of take that back. I remember now when I walked out of the theater from watching it, I was like, what the hell were some of those shots? Like very jarring directing from Luca. Very, very jarring. I was just like, I think he was like trying things, which you have every right to do, but it was just like, why would you do that? Like even the last shot of the movie is so specific, and I just didn't like it.
If you're so engaged with something, can you claim you didn't like it?
100%. 100%. 100%. Yeah, you can. What?
Okay, so we've heard Nico's favorite movie of the year, Friendship. Helen, what's yours?
Ooh, great question.
We're gonna update this because it's so many movies.
Thus far, as of recording.
What about you, Bryce?
I think right now it's Sinners for me at the moment.
Oh my God, that was this year. Yeah.
That's probably my favorite of the year so far. The most surprising film that I really enjoyed was Life of Chuck. I was really moved by Life of Chuck. I don't think enough people have seen it yet.
Yeah, sci-fi.
It's based on a short story, Stephen King's short story, but it's not scary at all.
Weapons is up there for me.
Weapons is up there. Yeah, right under Friendship, but I think we should do an episode, like in December, we should do an episode of the best movies of the year, for sure.
For sure. We like to close with a question for our guest. What does making it mean to you, Bryce?
Oh.
Yeah. Like, what will make you feel like, okay, I've made it?
I mean, we were just talking about this a little bit yesterday, and you had given me the example of Shonda Rhimes when she finally felt like she had made it, and it was when she owned, what was it, Thursday nights on ABC, when you had Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, Grey's Anatomy all the same night, and it wasn't until then that she felt like she was kind of like safe and secure enough in her creative self to feel like she made it. And I think for me personally, like on one hand, I could not imagine that I would be in the position that I am now. I would never have imagined that 3, 4, or 5 years ago. So I feel immensely grateful, and myself back then probably would have been like, oh, like he's there, like he's made it. But I feel like the deeper you go, the more the sort of goalposts move. And it's hard for me to sort of like say definitively what making it would look like. I think if I were to, showrunning would be the thing that I would say making it. Showrunning, and then also having a couple films under my belt would certainly feel like making it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I agree. I think getting to be like a showrunner, yeah, that's a good one. Well, that was lovely, Bryce.
Thank you
You
for...
made us laugh, Bryce. I think your presence here made us reconnect and laugh. So.
Oh, good. I appreciate y'all having me. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you for taking the time. Where can we find you?
Where can you find me?
Shout out The Margin, right?
The Margin is it's a nonprofit investigative journalism publication that focuses on environmental and climate justice in the United States. We're publishing our fall issue, so check that out at themargin.us. Subscribe for free. Send us a little donation, and follow us on all the things at themargin_US.
Yeah, and check out your episode of FBI, right?
Yeah, so 2 episodes. I watch episodes, season 6, episode 21. That's probably my favorite. And then if you want to watch another, you can watch episode 11 of season 6.
Nice. Thank you, Bryce.
Thank you for having me.